Alright, everybody, I think we're ready to go here. So, today, finally doing something that I've been encouraged to do for a while. Finally put a trigger on it. I think we're ready to go here. So, we need to mute. People have been pushing me to do an Assassin's Creed walkthrough because I absolutely love this series. From start to finish, I have explored every aspect of every game. Um, every storyline that they've come through with, whether it's been Altair, Ezio, to Origins, Odyssey, now Valhalla, whether it's been Layla or Desmond Miles. Every bit of it is fascinating to me because the concept of Assassin's Creed, the idea behind that you can take a piece of machinery and it can dig into your genetic memories to where you can explore your ancestors, and see the things that they see. To me, would be absolutely amazing, and something that I would personally subject myself to, because I would love to be able to. I'm a history buff. At the end of the day, I love history. I love going back through all walks of life, seeing different time periods, seeing the different cultures, and while maybe it's not 100% historically accurate, getting a general idea of it. Um, I chose to start with the Origins timeline because the current series is what everybody's playing. You have Origins, then you have Odyssey, and then you have Valhalla. Valhalla I'm currently working on Facebook, so it gives me more than enough time to finish the storyline there and explore what they've got going on there. But there's plenty to do in Origins, there's plenty to do in Odyssey, there's plenty to do in Valhalla, so there's more than enough content there for everything to go down the way that I want it to. So I'm going to be doing these as live streams, and the VODs will be available, but I want viewers to be able to ask questions. I want people to come back and ask technical questions about the game. I want them to ask questions, whether it's why do I like this, and point out specific parts of the game that bring the attraction to me, that have made me buy every single Assassin's Creed as soon as I could afford it. What has brought me back time and time again, no matter how different the story changes, no matter how much it deviates from the original concept of the game. And share my love of that, because starting with Origins is gonna hopefully will hook you guys, because you're taking place in ancient Egypt. This is long before the Assassin Order was really declared. This is long before this is going way back. All right, you're gonna see pretty much the first real assassin. Um, you're going to see how he does going through the same concept. You're going to have your Templars, which are going to be the Egyptian version. You're going to have your warrior here, Beck, who is the Egyptian Magi, whereas Ezio and Altair were the actual assassins, or they were labeled officially as assassins. And I love Egyptian culture for a specific reason. The traditions, the rituals, their beliefs, they're believing in the gods. So to me, there's a lot of things that we could talk about just on that aspect alone. There's different ways that I can make some content with this, and there's ways to engage with the viewers and share passion that goes beyond just the simple day-to-day when it comes to streaming of, oh, how was your day? How was this? I really want to get into, I want conversation about the game, about the culture, the things that fascinate you, the things that you don't like. I'm going to show you in one of these videos. It may not have to be today, but it might be, in a later one. One of my favorite things to do on this game, as I would always go back to the same point: climb the tallest pyramid and then slide down the pyramid on my feet. And I always loved it. Surfing down the pyramid is something I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. So please, if you guys are lurking and you're watching, I encourage you, ask as many questions as you can, talk as much as you want, and hopefully you enjoy this. All right. Another thing about Assassin's Creed Origins too is that this is pretty much the start of the open world concept. Assassin's Creed used to be pretty straightforward. It's go here, go here, go here, and it didn't let you deviate much. All right, but when you get to Origins and you get to Odyssey and you get to Valhalla, it's extremely open world. Climbing the mountains, climbing the cliffsides, swimming the waters. I remember in Assassin's Creed 1, you jumped in the water, you died. Apparently, a Middle Eastern man doesn't know how to swim. But so now they've changed that to where you can do all that. You can climb, you can engage and buy and sell with shops, and upgrade your armor even more beyond just getting the pieces through the storyline. Thank you, Smith. And yeah, I'm extremely excited because one of the biggest concepts that they talk about, and you're going to see this throughout the game, is that there are markings and landmarks and historical things that, like I said, maybe they're not 100% accurate, okay? But they're pretty close. So you're going to see little depictions about pharaohs. You're going to see things about the gods Anubis and Ra. You're going to see temples to Amun. The clothing is very traditional for Egyptian time period. You know, when you look at all the detail that Ubisoft has put into the games, going from, yes, before, but when they really start getting into the cultural aspect like they did with uh, Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, they really put a lot of time into it. And you know, when we get into the DLCs like the Trials of Anubis or the Trials of Ra or Osiris, you know, you're going to see a lot of the where the statues and the carvings and everything look very much this, you know, on point with what you would expect to see in a museum textbook or going into an ancient Egypt art exhibit. Yeah, it's black on my end. Give it in a second. Might have to reload the game. Didn't say all walkthroughs are going to be 100% perfect. Let's reboot. Turn this up as well. If you look at the clothing, you look at the wood grain, like this is where Ubisoft really started getting into making things very, like they're really hammering down the point on getting these graphics down pat. And you can really start to see the texture in the clothing better.
from Siwa. I thought Magi's were supposed to protect the Pharaoh. I am Magi to no Pharaoh. You see this? I can read my own name, Nat!
Exactly.
We will find you. We will find you in your sleep!
So if you've never played an Assassin's Creed before,
Never sleep. I just wait in the shadows, and I will kill you all. Everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa!
so if you've never played an Assassin's Creed before, every concept of it is the same. Okay? Now the details might be a little different, but there's always, for all you conspiracy buffs, there's always some Illuminati behind the scenes. There's always some hidden mystic order behind everything. So at the end of the day, you're out to kill all these people. You're out to assassinate all of them, or you can go in and brute force kill, with them. So this story takes place. Beck is a Magi who was supposed to protect the Pharaoh, and he failed. In essence, the Pharaoh was killed, so now he's out for revenge to basically clear his honor.
You killed my master and left me for dead. That was a mistake.
Your master was a murderer.
I am his sworn bodyguard. It is a question of honor.
I am the Magi of Siwa.
Then you are a worthy opponent. You are weak, Magi. I am powerful.
The first big thing to notice with this game, if you notice that this guy has a yellow border around his insignia above his name. Yellow borders are usually captains or guards. They're going to be a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger. So anytime you see that, be prepared for a little bit stronger of a fight.
A broken weapon won't save you. This place will serve as two to one of us. Let it be you.
Let us come truce. You are not the one I swore to kill.
Question of honor. It is a fight to the death.
So be it.
Now with every fight scene, or every fight that you're going to get into, you're going to have key moments that are going to allow you to dodge. And it'll do the slow motion down to show you, like, you basically make it more dramatic, but it also will allow you that opportunity to get some major hits in.
Anubis awaits you.
Now when you're also in a fight scene as well, there's two types of attacks. You have your heavy attack and you have your light attack. Heavy attacks are great for dealing damage, however they slow you down.
No way out.
Okay, so my fighting style usually goes towards more on hitting quick strikes and dodging as quick as I can. While I see some people, they're going to go heavy on the heavy strikes and hope that they can dish the damage with some stronger weapons, whether it's the mallet.
Footholds here. I need to find a way into another room.
Now the Animus Pulse is an ability that they briefly introduced in Origins that allows you to see hidden spots like this doorway here. Now, if you're first starting out, pay attention to all the little indicators like this. A, climb up. So you just run up and press A. It's very straightforward when it comes to teaching you the game. So as long as you pay attention to what's on your screen, this is a quick and simple game to pick up for anybody. Then it's just a matter of getting fine-tuning your feeling behind it so that way you know what you're looking for. You look at all the detail, this is exactly what you'd expect to see to some degree. I mean, granted, you are looking at digital animation as well, so it's not going to be 100%, like I keep stressing. Now, the Animus Pulse does one other thing as well. As you just seen here, it also indicates when there's loot nearby. Now, the nice thing is that you can use the Animus Pulse over and over again. There's really no recharge time on it. But you always want to keep checking everywhere because there's going to be treasure hidden around all over, whether it's gold coins, whether it's chests, whether it's, special items, which you'll see later in the game. Could be doorways, could be traps. So again, we climb up. Now remember, when you're jumping to cover canyons or climb up things, you always want to be making sure that you're pushing forward on it. Because if you just press A, as I'm sitting in here now, just pressing A, it does absolutely nothing. But you see the jump, does nothing. I move forward, now it's there.
Forgive me, Greater Moon. I have need of this. Ha! Up there. Light.
And the Animus Pulse also does this. It even tells you where you can climb up things. So we climb up the statue's head. Use our Animus Pulse again. Nothing there. And suddenly we're right here. Break down the wall. And lo and behold, first objective is done. We've made it out of the cave.
Soldiers. Of course.
Get him! Die!
Epsilon! Watch out!
Fire! Is that you? It is an ambush!
As you can see, RB the whole way through. Now, versus RT. Knocked them, disoriented them, made it easy for him to do. RB all the way through. Now, I've never been one for using shields very much. They seem to slow me down more than anything. Now, when your status bar above your health at the bottom is full, RB and RT together will actually do a special finishing move or a powerful move depending on the strength of the opponent.
I see you have made new friends.
They were setting up an ambush. It's a good thing I came to work with you, huh? Ah! It's been months. Look at that beard, huh?
It's been nearly a year, my friend.
It's good to get out and fight. I'm out of practice. In Siwa, everyone defers to the soldiers of pain and death, or worse.
I've killed one of the masked ones. The Heron.
Oh. Come. It has been a long road. You need rest?
No. No rest. Not until all the masked one's guts lie baking in the sand.
Gods, I have missed you. Where is your mouth?
Now, true to the time period,
There you are, boy.
no horses. You get your very own pet camel to
How have you
ride.
been holding up since I left?
It has been
Now, at
difficult.
times you're gonna want to use this to travel around quickly, especially if you're just playing this to continue through the story as
But
quickly
the
as possible.
soldiers have set up a garrison and they rule over all.
A garrison in Siwa.
Ptolemy wants the entire region kept under heel. I do my best to keep the villagers out of trouble.
But if you ever find that you cannot call your mount, down on the D-pad is going to call your mount quickly. You got to press and hold it. Remember, everything is about holding. You know, you're not just going to swing once and
I
have
knew I could
the
count
effect that
on
you're
you,
looking
Sam.
for. Most of your commands, you're going to have to hold it down in order to get it to work right. Now, the second thing, too, whenever you're going through a quest on this, look for the yellow waypoint. It's always going to be where you need to go. Doesn't matter if it's a side quest or a main quest.
The garrison soldiers are brutal. If they suspect a villager is lying to them, they burn his neighborhood. And worse.
Now, up at the top of your screen, you're going to see a compass. For all of you Call of Duty fans, you should be familiar with this.
Welcome home, Bayan. Siwa has missed you.
How are you doing, Mr. Mega Man?
All you have, your facts, your goods, your
The villagers are drained of life.
No one in the Wahats could make a move without being questioned, threatened, taxed, or beaten. We all have learned to obey and keep our heads down. You see how it is.
Let's not attract attention.
So excited. I bet you are excited, man. Congratulations, man. You definitely deserve it. Basically, behind all of these storylines, it's the same. Whether it's the Templars, the Masked Ones, it doesn't matter. They're all looking to impose their rule as dictators among the people. They think that taking away free will or freedom of choice is the way to go. I mean, it's always the same in every city. The guards are mean, the guards are brutal, the guards are killing it. You have to set all the villagers free and help them.
Are you going to go to your house?
Nothing there for me. Tell me about the ibis.
Home. Leave your mount. You will not stray far. Go ahead, Oni.
So to get down off every mount, if you're on Xbox, it's B button.
Rest, my friend. It has been a difficult day.
I have no interest in rest. I must prepare for this man.
Hetzava! Hetzava! Once again, the soldiers! Bayan,
Rabia! Hey, my Rabia!
I have worried about you.
You know me, eh? You sure you want it?
Look at you. Cuts, contusions.
I'm fine.
Sit. Hmm? Sit. Sit. I'll take care of it.
You haven't changed.
And I've always patched you two up. Made excuses to your parents. Times have changed. But you, I can count on.
slumbering, Osiris? I thought you would never wake up.
Nah, Rabia patched me up and I just...
I let you sleep. You need to be alert to tangle with Medunamun. In fact, my friend,
A new bow.
see if you like it. Vespo to hit is right in the head.
So as you can see, the huts, the villages, all very accurate to what you'd see in an Egyptian village. Now it's time to start learning how to use your bow. So anytime you have a bow, the left trigger to pull it out. Then, like any weapon that has range, you're going to aim down the sights. Always aim for the head as much as you can. If you notice, the amount of damage it does is different. So if we aim for the chest, that red space is the amount of damage it's going to do. Versus if we move up higher, it does more
One of the
damage.
dummies is sturdier than the other.
Now again, the damage that it does. If you see, when you aim down and actually pull the bow back, there is a
More
difference.
owls in the rock over there.
Some enemies are tougher than others. As you can see, a headshot on this dummy, one shot.
Hepzibah!
What is it?
Soldiers are coming for you!
Go. Come, quickly.
Make certain no one gets out of the house alive.
Hepzibah! We're just here to talk. Nomad Rujek's been killed. Your friend, the Magi, may have been involved. Come out, if you wish to clear his name.
Prepare an ambush.
Neck! They will find my letters and burn down my place. I will be executed.
Don't worry. I will take care of this.
Watch out!
What's that? Who's there?
So, what I just said there, if you crouch in any tall grass like that, I know it's probably a little bit difficult to understand that that's tall grass, but if you notice you pulse white, that means that you're going invisible or stealth.
He is getting too close.
So when the bar here, so if you read the screen here, it literally tells you everything that you need to know again. When the bar is yellow, you have a small window of time to eliminate the enemy before they attack you. So at the bottom it says press Y to do a takedown. So if you've played the original Assassin's Creed or any other, they have hidden blades on their wrists. This time period here, this storyline is before the hidden blade. This is before you can assassinate people and literally kill them. The assassination now is just a knockout. You're not actually killing them when you do this. So press Y. And if you notice, it does a quick strike to the head and knocks him out. Now this is where the stealth portion of the game comes into play. Whenever you're lurking in the grass like this and you do a whistle, a quick tap on the down D-pad,
Hey, what?
and it'll do a quick little whistle that'll attract the guard's attention. Always loot the guards. They always have useful things, whether it's another weapon or some gold coins.
He's going to be surprised. Two of us. We'll spot any danger.
You can rotate the camera around corners. Now another thing, when you're doing missions like this, where you need to be quick, especially if the bodies are dead, you want to make sure you grab them and carry them. Unless you think you can clear them out quickly. Now one of the greatest appeals of this game right here is just being able to climb the buildings, being able to jump like that,
Alright.
move quietly, and another one's going to take a nap.
That
Join
does
a
it.
friend.
Thank you, Bayek. I told you these Megadeidids do not care.
I cannot believe their gall.
It is sad, Come upstairs. I will show you all the Magi duties of Siwa. All the problems of Siwa are here. I try to help everyone, but it is more than I can do.
So you are telling me you do not have the powers of a god?
But the real problem is that man you want to kill. Majunimon. The people were hopeful when he first arrived. Surely, things would improve. We soon learn the truth, actually.
Now, the funny thing about what he's holding is that that is what they call in the game a piece of Eden. It's been seen throughout almost all the Assassin's Creed games. This is what helps these conspirators, dictators, basically control people's minds, take away free will, give them powers that they, you know. So there is a little bit of magic to the game. Again, it's not 100% historically accurate, but it provides a little twist and it gives you some motivation that, you know, you want to stop them from taking away people's free will.
You'll be killed. You need to get tougher if you want to murder that spindly shit. For sure, you need better armor.
I can make that myself.
Weapons are more difficult. The soldiers took everything in the village.
I will talk to the blacksmith.
Yes, Benipe can certainly make something for you. Or Senu can help you find what you need.
Senu? Senu is alive.
Look who is coming.
Another major aspect of the game is your bird. Every Assassin's Creed has had a bird.
Fine form.
Okay?
Ravia has nursed
So in this case, you have an eagle friend. Basically, and I'll show you more about this as we get into the game. Your eagle friend is going to come in huge handy, so you need to make sure that when you get to that portion of the game, that you learn the mechanics very quickly, because it'll help you find treasures, find your objectives, find and locate enemies that you can either A, fight, assassinate, or potentially avoid. And maybe if you want to try, you know, you like the stealth aspect and you want to really get into that, it'll help you navigate through that. So now with that, we've leveled up. We get an ability point, damage and health increases, yada yada yada, the usual stuff with any video gamer who knows what leveling up means. So as you can see, it says press and hold to track for the quest to gear up. Press and hold to open the quest log and track a quest. So here we come to your menu. Starts out always on your quest menu. Okay, so as you can see, we have 2 quests already here. You have gear up, and it even tells you what level you should be at, because the rest of them may be too difficult for you. So at this one, it's suggested level 2, hence it's in white. We move down to the False Oracle. Suggested level 5, if you notice it's in red, that means that more than likely it's going to be extremely difficult for you, especially if you're just starting out. Now, if you're a seasoned fighter, if you've played all the Assassin's Creed before, you know the dodge mechanics, the block mechanics, might not be so difficult. If you can quick strike, dodge, dance, you got the right weapon to hit those heavy strikes at the right time, that might be all you need. So for now, we're going to do what it says. We're going to track this quest. Okay? Now if you notice it highlights in yellow, it shows you that you're active quest. Read on, buy must hunt wildlife to craft some better equipment, blah blah blah. We're going to craft a breastplate, and then we're going to explore the other ones here. Here's your map. Every game has to have a map, especially if it's open world, because they're not just going to let you wander around aimlessly and expect you to know where everything's at. First thing I want to show you on your map is this gray area here. Now, while this game is open world, it's not 1,000,000% open world. This gray cloudy area is off limits to you. You cannot access this portion of the map. It's all the black desert, so that's why I'm assuming they colored it in black. But here's your little village. The road leads to another portion here. You have all these different ways, because you're going to be able to travel throughout the land of Egypt into the different towns, the cities, the developments like that. These symbols here, these fast travels, these are key points that you want to hit. They're going to help you jump around the map if you're trying to save some time. Again, also, it's easy experience. I recommend you knock these out as quick as possible. Eliminate that easy experience, because then it's going to be easier as you pick up quests, and you're not going to be struggling to have to level up and try to match them. So the first thing we're going to do once we get through this first little part, we're going to pick up the quest, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to go and knock out all of these different fast travel spots. Now, it said to talk to a blacksmith. So you got the weaver. We're looking for a blacksmith, which we may have to uncover still. or side quest. This might be the blacksmith here. We're going to have to go take a look. You have a stable. This is where your mounts will be stored, usually in cities. These Ptolemy statues. These question marks here, we're going to visit those after we do the fast travels, if we get, unless it uncovers one first. I'll show you. These symbols here. This is where being online really gets into, and I apologize for the image, this is where it gets into the online concept. Other players can post pictures that they take of the game. As you can see, somebody was slightly immature and decided to post that. But if we come over to here, to this picture here, somebody wanted like the scenery for here. So it's really cool. You can share your love with other players as well by taking pictures. Here's another one here. A really cool shot of somebody sliding down the road. So, that being said,
I need to hunt for leather.
like I said, we're going to... Now, one thing that you can do with the map. Find your icon that you want. Click on it. Back out of your map. And if you look now on your screen, the target is highlighted with a little set of parentheses around it. So then all you simply do... Well, don't jump in the hay barrel because that doesn't help. Not yet. Climb to the top of it. This is going to be your viewpoints, your vantage points. Depending on the game, the Assassin's Creed you're playing, it could be your synchronized points. Every game has called them something different. So as you can see, in order for it to work, you need to be sitting here, and then Y to synchronize. There's going to be another reason I'm going to show you here that's why these synchronized points are important. Now let's see if anything new opened up. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, the synchronized points are important because it's going to open up more stuff for you. Whether it might be treasures, it might be shops that aren't available, or that weren't immediately seen, so this way you can actually start getting your stuff together that way. Another thing to keep an eye on is your targets. We'll come to this, so right now he said that he was hunting the Ibis, or Medineumann. This is where you're going to track your targets. These are the people that you have to find and track down and kill and assassinate. So, you can come down here, most of the man bike is after as yet nameless, but he was able to discover the one name. So this is where you're going to track all that. So what you do is... You're going to find subquests that are going to open up the idea that there's more to, to finally find out who this person is and where to locate them. You can come over here to the gear. This is where you can change your outfit, change your weapons, change your sword, your shields if you want. Armor, you can upgrade. Your abilities. As you level up, and it said, you gained an ability point. You have three different ways that you can play the game. You have the Hunter, which is your archery, your Warrior, which is your straight up combat, and your Seer, which is your stealth abilities. For those of you just starting out, whether you like your archery, you like your stealth, you're going to get into a fight. It's just a fact. It's a part of the game. You cannot avoid it. So for one ability point, this regeneration ability, your life could regenerate during combat. Basically meaning if you take enough time to where you're not engaging, not getting hit, but you're still being seen by an opponent or an enemy, your health will still be able to regenerate as long as you give it enough time. So if you come back off the fight, maybe do a couple of dodges where you don't take any damage. So you hold down A, and boom. Now when you're in this tree, I recommend that you look ahead to the final ones. So like for this one here, the Overpower ability. And it even gives you a little preview of what it does. Okay? Look ahead to see which route is the fastest, which way can get you to where you need to go the fastest, if there's a special ability that you actually like. Kill loot is another one that I would recommend working towards. Normally you'll have to loot after you kill somebody and the combat is over. With this one, you can actually loot. It'll automatically loot for you. You won't have to pick anything up. If you come over to Seer, the final ability here, this is where you're going to get your assassin tools or your stealth tools, your poison darts, your sleep darts, your things of that nature. Your hunter, like we talked about, this is all your archery. So some of the abilities here, after getting a stealth kill with your bow, you have a 3-second window of slow-mo while still aiming with your bow. So a lot of good upgrades available to you. You just got to know how to get across to them. So always look ahead to see where you need to go the quickest. You're going to get enough ability points, and if you do it right, you can unlock every single ability. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. Now to get down, you have two ways. You can climb down, or you can do what every assassin does and every true Assassin's Creed player and do a leap of faith. Basically push forward, lean into the hay bale, press A, and jump. So now to show you guys a little bit of this, of the wildlife, so you can see a little bit more why true Assassin's Creed players love it. Call our camel. And don't be afraid to go towards short little cliffs and ledges because your camel can jump. He's got a little bit of hops to him. And if you look, there's your objective up there. Now, fun way to do it, I'm going to show you that. It's going to take a second. Or you can find your way to walk around and take the long road. Now when you're riding, you have two things you can do. You can do pray A to follow the road to your objective, which would be right here. And the camel will run for you. Literally, you can rest your thumbs, put your controller down for a second, check your messages, do whatever you gotta do. Okay? Or you can fight on here as well. So just simply pressing RB, right trigger, boom. Jump down. And we let the Spider-Man abilities take effect. Always be pushing up on your thumbstick when you're trying to climb up a cliff wall. Slow going, but it's a lot of fun because imagine being able to do this yourself, being able to climb like this. This is something that I would kill to be able to do this. It would make rock climbing a whole new experience. And you can also move left and right as well. As you can see, I picked the wrong cliff. So unfortunately, we got to start heading down. So if you hold B and you push down on the thumbstick, you'll move a lot faster. And if you double tap your B button, it'll actually hop down all the way to let go of the cliff completely. He won't catch it, he'll fall, so you have to be careful with that. But again, we approach our walk wall. Keep moving up. Don't look down if you're afraid of heights. Again, do not be afraid to take advantage of the fact that in this game you can climb just about any surface, provided that there's a handhold within reach of where you're trying to go. The guy's not Superman, he can't fly his way up there, so there does have to be within reason a place for him to grab onto. Up over the edge. And now you get a beautiful view of the city. Now, to show you this, your left and your right thumbsticks. You click them both together, you're going to enter into photo mode. One thing I always enjoyed doing was taking pictures of things as well. So if you get a beautiful scene, and if I remember correctly, you cannot do it while you're in the bird. So we're going to try this real quick. We're going to synchronize. Hey gamer. Remember, always hit your fast travel points. Always hit your synchronized points. Again, it's free experience. No fighting involved, nothing major other than you have to just simply climb up here. So we're going to enter the bird. And then once you're into photo mode, you can actually move forward so you can eliminate your character. You can really have some fun getting some good stills here. So we save that. Now remember, being that this is an online game to an extent, your photos are shared with other Assassin's Creed players. Anybody who plays Origins, your photo is going to show up on their map. So if you really, really like something, like since I really, really like this scene, this is something that you can share. Now anybody who goes in here will be able to access this and see this picture as well. They can even like it. So if we head back to the map here, right? We go to your map, and you pick one of these white squares. If you're on Xbox, I apologize, I'm not a PC player, I'm not a PlayStation player, but if you look in the bottom left of the corner, it says press X. You can actually like the picture. So Burn Ben took this picture. Burn Ben was on here, he's a good friend of mine. If we check out this water scene here, Mr. Bloops, somebody I haven't talked to in a while, but he took a picture of the sun coming up, or it might be going down. Hard to tell with this one. But again, we can like it. So now, as you can see, different things around here. This is what your bird allows you to do. Now when you're looking for something specific, hold your left trigger if you're near an objective. Okay, slowly move the circle around the target. And if you notice, your bird is no longer moving. Okay, that's the nice thing about this. Your bird does not continue to move while you zoom in on it. So take advantage of the bird when you're looking for something. Now again, I'm going to show you something really fun. If you can do this, if you can get good with this, okay? When you're ready to jump, you push forward, press A, and click your thumbsticks. And now you're in. You can take a really nice picture of your free fall. And if you really want to get something good, you can play around with the angles. You can move him to the side. And again, take your picture. Remember, all this pauses because you're entering a different mode. So don't be afraid to really, mess around with this. And you exit out, and boom. So in less than 2 minutes, guys, this is why I'm stressing, hit your synchronized points. I've just picked up 200 experience without swinging my sword at all. Okay? Always loot everything around you because you never know what you're going to find. And don't forget about your Animus Pulse. Alright? Pushing down. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Remember to always check your Animus Pulse to see if you're missing anything. And then we head on down. As we're heading down, we're going to check our map. We need some more synchronized points. Now you can always tell which synchronized points you've already hit. If you notice, there's the green arrow here, and it'll actually allow you to fast travel. So it looks like the next one we need here is all the way over there. So by hitting those fast travel points, if I don't want to have to travel all the way across the map, I can now actually go to this one. Hold X. The synchronized points are used for a variety of things. They're high vantage points, so you can scout around, use your bird from there. But as I just showed, I don't want to travel all the way across the map right now. I don't want to have to walk. I don't want to ride my camel. I don't want to do any of that. So now it takes you to a quick loading screen, and instead of being on one side of the map, I'm now going to be on a different point of the map without having to walk all the way there. Now, depending on how good your game is in your Xbox or your console, loading screens might take too long, and you might actually be better off just walking your way across. We jump on down, and now instead of 800 meters across, I'm only 275 meters away.
Fire. I need some help with the requests on my table if you have the time.
Yeah, well, you can wait, buddy. So like I said, anytime you enter into a city, if you have the ability to access a synchronized point, get the synchronized points done ASAP. Okay? It'll save you some time if you need it. And it's free experience. You don't have to fight. You don't have to do anything. Now, sometimes they might be in a fighting point, so if you can run quickly through it, you can still get through the spot or get to your synchronized points without fighting. A lot of times, most of these are in places that, yeah, you might run into, some bad guys who are going to chase you. But if you can climb quick enough, you don't have to fight them to get to these. So here, if you notice to the right, we have a restricted area. You're always going to get points for killing guards, for killing bad guys. It's just a matter of how much time do you want it to take. For example, now, maybe the better way to put it would be like this. With Gamer having 2 young girls, right? She doesn't have all day long to sit here and really spend a lot of time messing about with some of the finer points all the time. Sometimes she will. So her stream, when she's streaming this, she might be on a 2 or 3 hour timetable, not being able to sit down and spend all day grinding it. So maybe she just needs to quickly move around. That's where these synchronized points can come in handy. It won't slow her down in that aspect. So we come up here again, boom, synchronize. Again, another thing that the vantage points do, the synchronized points do, is sometimes they'll open up things that weren't already on the map. So when you come into a city, you're not going to know where all the treasure chests are. You're not going to know where everything's at. Sometimes it'll actually unlock it, depending on the game. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla, and we'll find out for Origins, you can't actually see where a treasure is until you've actually hit those synchronized points. That's why they're so important, because the treasure spots sometimes are tools, sometimes they're weapons, sometimes it's armor. So right now, it looks like we have hit the 3 synchronized points. So now it's time to really get into this. So another thing to look at as well for you history buffs is these question marks. So we jump off, do our leap of faith. Feel our stomachs rising up through our chest. The question marks will never give you any information because they're mystery spots. Meaning, basically, they're going to be mysteries until you get there. So this is right over here. We're still 160 meters away. Always keep track of your meter bar on top. If you're looking for something specific, highlight it in your map, and then use that compass up at the top to keep track of where you're going. And don't forget to uncheck any pings that you've made, because sometimes those will stay on your screen and it'll just get obnoxious. And we hop up, climb the rocks. Now your question marks, you almost literally have to be standing on them in order to looks like it's down inside this cave, to be honest. So we are actually going to come back to that point. So we're going to use Senu again because we need to get some leather. Looks like our nearest leather... Now, if you don't want to trek on animals, you have good supply carts that are rolling through town. So you can actually use Senu here, ping the cart, and now you can track that. So if you're in a neat, quick hurry, you want to grab some quick and easy leather upgrade pieces. Now your guy can take a beating, but he's not invincible. But short cliffs like that, guys, do not think that you have to climb down every little thing. You literally can just walk off, and he's not going to die from it. And as you progress through the game, you level up, you get more experience, you know, you get more health and armor. You're going to be able to take a bigger hit as well, which means you're going to be able to start walking off higher cliffs. Granted, you're still going to take some damage. Simply walk over the animal the same way you would a bad guy, and you press left. Now, it's good that he did this. For quests like this, where you need to kill animals in order to get to, you know, leather pieces like this, your bird actually attacks and kills them. It saves you some time. Pay attention to what your bird is doing. So the bird's actually out here doing some work. Again, use Senu. Look around for more leather. Looks like we got some more leather over here. Sorry, buddy.
This will be enough.
Go to the crafting section of the gear page to upgrade your breastplate. Okay. There's another good aspect of the game as well, is your gear. So, it wants us to go to our breastplate, so we come down to our armor and crafting. Okay? Tells you where your health is at, tells you the stats, tells you how many pieces that you have. If it's green, it means you can upgrade. So all you simply do, hold A, you have enough pieces, boom. Now you're up, your health just went up, you're good to keep fighting. If you look at the next thing, in order to upgrade my breastplate again, I actually need crocodile skin now and leather.
This will work perfectly.
You want to keep upgrading your armor as much as possible. The more you upgrade it, the easier the later fights are going to be, because some of these bosses, some of these fights that you're going to get into with captains and soldiers, they're going to get tough. You're going to be hitting some heavy points where you're going to be fighting multiple guys at once. When you want to find a new quest, look for the exclamation point. So what they're talking about is, right here, you have these exclamation points. These are all side quests that you can do. Side quest, side quest. The informant table is your main one. If it doesn't say side quest, this is your actual main storyline. And chat, don't be afraid to ask any questions. Don't be afraid to speak up on what you like, what you don't like, and, you know, no question is too small. The whole point of this is to literally show everybody why I love this series so much, why I enjoy these games. Each walkthrough is going to go for about 3 to 4 hours. And then I'm gonna go through and do some editing after each one. Skip through some of the dry parts, because not everybody's gonna want to sit through all this stuff. They want to see some of the key aspects to it. You know, sometimes watching me run across the sand isn't gonna be the highlight of the video. So maybe we find ways to, you know, speed through it. Now you got two choices. You can take the slow way, accept, or you can press X and accept all your quests. My recommendation: every time you come to your wherever, as many quests as you can, load them up. And just go through them piece by piece. Now, that being said, guys, I'm going to take a quick stretch, and I will be right back to continue this. Alrighty, guys. Now, getting back into it. One thing to always check on your gear as well. You can always upgrade. You're always picking up weapons. Now, what you're looking at here is it breaks it down into categories. You have your swords, your heavy blunts, your heavy blades, and your unarmed. Okay, so if you notice, it actually tells you the quality. The quality of the current sword equipped is 6. If you notice, this one is the quality 8. And the arrow next to it will actually show you how much it upgrades it by. So, obviously, we want the better sword. It does more damage. It even tells you 45 per second versus your 41 per second. So we jump back into it. Now, come to our quests, figure out which one we want to do. We've got water rats here as a side quest. Bandits have taken over an important spring and are extorting the farmers who need fresh water. So find a Monty cave in the mountains. So again, you track it. We're going to go kill some bandits. Now to find the target. It's literally going to tell you with a waypoint on there. So we look, and there's our waypoint, 400 meters away. So we start running. Remember, you don't have to take the straight roads. You can pretty much run over everything. That's the beautiful thing about being one of these guys. Is the balance is uncanny. Now, explore every aspect of your map. Like, literally, you want to walk to every point that you can. Because the more areas you discover, the more that you hop the wall. You just basically go up and over. Now, whenever you get close to your objective, if you notice it's going to say objective in proximity, push the up arrow on your D-pad to call Senyo. So we call it Birdie. Tells you exactly what I was talking about earlier when you're using Senyo. So I'm going to show you exactly. So when you first come up, if you're looking the wrong way, you're going to see this little portion of a circle with a yellow arrow. So left trigger, again, stabilizes, and you can actually now, it turns into a circle. And if you notice, it starts out big, and as you get closer to your objective, it gets smaller. So you're going to maneuver around until, bam, it literally shows you the entrance to the cave there. And this works on every mission that you do. When you're close to the objective, when you're close enough to where your Senyo is going to come in handy. You want to pull this out because it's literally going to point it out to you.
I used to come here as kids. Bandits must be inside. Kid? Is that you? What are you doing?
Bayek, I heard you were back. Keep quiet. They'll hear you.
Who will hear me?
The bandits, the bastards, took over the spring. Almost everyone on this side of Siwa gets their water from it. What?
So we crouch. So he's not moving. So we want to get him into the grass so we can hide his body. So we do our little whistle. Again, always use the grass in your surroundings to your good advantage. Bring him into the grass. And bam. As soon as he's in, knock him down. Let him take a little nap. Now, you can just charge in and fight. But if you want to save yourself some health and a little bit of struggle, especially because we're still only level 2. This was a level 3 quest, so they are going to be slightly tough. Whistle him closer.
Hey! Trouble here!
Hey,
Put him to sleep. And we move on.
Hey, what?
And again. The method works. And unfortunately, we got spotted.
There you are!
Again, my fighting style has always been the quick attacks. Bam, nice and quick and easy. Sometimes they're going to have an advantage where you're not going to see them and they'll see you first. Now, sometimes you're going to get engaged by a few people, so press the right thumbstick to lock on. It's basically your auto aim or aim assist. And another one bites the dust. Now, as I was saying, so if you notice now I have a carry option. So sometimes you're going to kill that one guard who's just in the way of the foot patrol path. Pick him up. Drop him in the bushes. He's less likely to be seen that way. Now, sometimes they will actually walk through the grass. They're going to see him. We can hop on down. He's going to take a little bit of damage. Wait a second. And your health regenerates. Easy enough. The cool thing is that the assassin abilities were here, so now you can literally leap from above. There's only 3 targets left. We're going to knock him out. Knock him out. If you move this quick enough, you can pull this off to where you really don't have to do a lot of fighting. This is where the assassin movement comes in. Sneak up behind him. He's entranced by the fire. And now we've just taken out all the bandits with only having to fight 2 of them. Now, one thing that a lot of people forget is you actually get experience for doing more stealth combat. Okay, the more that you actually do the stealth takedowns, stealth kills, things like that, you actually get a little bit extra experience off of it. Break their wills. So we come back in. Always take advantage of those ability points. Come back in. Get those. I always recommend starting out with the health regeneration first, but then also move over to quest walkthroughs. What do you mean? Because that's literally what I was doing here, is just walking through how to finish it. This one was about clearing out the cave with the bandits, showing that you don't have to fight every single one. Like, you don't have to actually engage in actual combat. You can run through and assassinate most of them. Now, I actually recommend getting the Dawn to Dusk skill here, because there's some of these you're going to need to be able to get quickly from day to night. So this is a handy one to get right away. Now, personally, me, I've never been one for the bows. My aim isn't always the greatest, so I come to the bows as I can. I'm more of a straight up blood and guts, but personally, I go through the stealth moves a little bit faster. But coming back here, if you notice one of these here, the headshot experience, the more headshot, the killing an enemy with a headshot grants you bonus experience. So there are benefits to getting some of these, so you need to check each one of these carefully. So like this one here, Enhanced Predator Bow. This is a great skill to have because you can literally shoot from a distance and you can actually control the arrow as it flies through the air. Okay, so in order to get to that though, check the skill tree, see which way you need to go in order to get to it. Okay, so you can cut across from your warrior into your hunter area, or you can go through the hunter to get to it. I thought you were just playing through the game. I meant like mini quest videos for specific quests. One thing that I'm doing is I'm actually recording this, and I'm actually going to post separate content. I'm actually going to take it apart and post it through quest by quest. So every side quest, every main quest, as I start the quest, and literally make little short videos of each one in particular. But this is also to help those who actually, who want to start playing the game. They can see a video, they can use this as reference. No worries, gamers. I welcome all the questions. Anybody who has any questions, ask everything. So again, always check these chests, look around. Again, your animus pulse here. This is important. Okay, if you forget about this, you're gonna miss treasure. It literally pulses everything out, and it's gonna mark the treasure. Okay, this is something that you need to keep an eye out for because again, weapons, gold coins, could be arrows that you need. So we loot the arrows, we loot the bodies, loot the chest. Oh yeah, absolutely, I understand. So it's the same way that you call your bird. So when you want to call your bird, you tap the up arrow, pulls out your bird. But in order to do the animus pulse, you actually have to hold it down. Again, as part of the editing process, I can, in order to do the videos, I can always just, if I need to cut it out, I'll cut it out. I encourage everybody to ask questions. That's what this is here for. Because if somebody's watching this and they see the question asked, maybe they realize they missed something. So again, loot everything. Okay, get off the chest. Now if you look in the bottom left, it's going to pop up. It's going to tell you if you've looted everything, which means then you've completed the location. Every time you complete a location, you get more experience. So it's important to make sure that you're looting everything, getting all those treasures, killing the guards. For example, if I look here, in order to complete this area, killing a captain and looting the treasure, those are the things that you have to do within those restricted areas. That gets you more experience for actually doing those. This is important because, like, again, the quicker you get the more experience early on, the easier it's going to be to complete the complete things later on down the road.
Baye, the spring, you got it back. Thank the gods. The farmers need this desperately. I'm very grateful, Baye. It's like having our Medjay back again.
I'm glad I could help.
May Amun walk with you, Seni.
So would you stay in one area to complete it or go back and forth? Usually when I play this, okay, I usually am one to complete every area. It depends on what my, if I'm on a timetable, if I'm on a, if I don't have a lot of time, if I'm going to stream this in a set amount of time in a stream, usually I'm going to get the story done. If I'm offline, I'm usually going to spend a little bit more time exploring and getting all the stuff that I need. It depends really, honestly, what my goal is for when I'm doing it. But at the end of the day, my first recommendation is going to be to clear every area as quickly as you can. So again, use your bird, okay? Another thing that he does, he literally highlights all the things that you need here. You got walking, talking, puts all the guards up. So there's your captain that you have to kill, okay? Here's your treasure chest. One thing to keep an eye on these restricted areas, these braziers. If a guard gets to these, they're going to light these. It's going to bring in reinforcements. It's going to bring in more guards, which means you're going to be more fighting. So really either A, get good with the assassinations or the takedowns, or, might be too early in here, I'm going to show you something that you can do every time you come in. We're going to climb up here. We're going to come over to the brazier, right? If you notice this, set a trap, alright? I recommend every chance you get, come to these braziers, set the trap right away. So if a guard does manage to make it to the braziers, it's going to kill the guard. The trap will go off and it'll actually kill the guard. The brazier doesn't get lit and it cannot be lit for the rest of the time that you're there. Every time you leave the area and come back, the brazier will respawn, so you'll have to go and set the trap again. So, we've looted the treasure, now we need to kill the captain. Again, creep on through. Now, if you see that white arrow, quickly get out of the way. It means you have time. Let the guard follow you into the grass. And bam. Give a stealth takedown. Say goodnight. And move on quickly. Now remember, if you need a guard out of your way, whistle. Call the guard to you. Get him into the grass. This guy's going to take his dear sweet time. But again, say goodnight, Gracie. Loot the body. Oh, this guy's a cheapskate. He's only got 1 gold coin. So this guy's upstairs. And bam, another takedown. Captain's out of commission. Boom. Location completed. You don't have to kill the guard. You can do a takedown. So now if you want the experience, you can go through and take out the rest of the guards, or you can just get the experience for the area. Now remember, keep an eye at the top of your screen. When it's red, you're in a restricted area. The guards are more likely to attack on sight, as you can see. So you run, get out of the area, boom, now you're white, you're good to go. And you can hear the guards, they're going to be looking for you. So now that we completed the quest, we go back to our quest line. Now, once you get within range of a quest, it goes from red to white. So the closer you, higher you get in level. Okay, you notice it goes. We were at red, now it's in white, which means it's within range. We should be able to finish that off pretty quickly. But if we want to go and get some more experience first, get a little bit closer, we're going to go do a family reunion. Again, when you get into proximity, pull out Senu, and there you go. Target located. Very simple. Again, don't be afraid to take a little bit of damage. New location discovered. Again, always be looking for those new locations if you haven't opened up every area. 25 experience is still 25 experience.
This area is off limits.
Do not let them see you.
Unlock the door. Prisoners are free.
Quickly, go. Where is Teramon?
Grab the poor guy. We're gonna get out of here.
His family will want to bury him properly.
We got guards everywhere, so we're gonna try and walk our way out so we can get this guy out of here. Now, again, you can walk through, try to fight the guards, then get the body. But sometimes if you like to play the more stealthy approach to it, you can literally cut through the village. And don't be afraid to jump down. Once you find the road, it's pretty much a straight shot. A nice thing about being on the road like this, if it's white in this game, you're not going to get attacked. Guards will not attack on sight unless you go through a restricted area. You slowly make your way into town.
I bring sad news. Where is his son?
She lies here with her son and daughter.
The entire family.
Sadly, I see Terramoon also paid the price for his recklessness. I warned him that his rebelliousness would bring torment and suffering.
But what happened?
They saw the soldiers coming and hid in the cellar. But the soldiers burnt the house to the ground to teach everyone a lesson.
I am sorry.
Put the body down there. They will journey to the Duat together. So many deaths in the Wahat. We cannot give them a proper burial.
It is not your rebelliousness that got you killed, Seni. It is Ptolemy's sick regime. He is a bad pharaoh. Find peace.
He would find more than he had here.
Unfortunately, guys, I gotta run to the bathroom. Small bladder with the Red Bull. Give me 2 seconds. Alrighty. So, looks like we are going to check the map for side quests again. We do have another one here. Healer. Striking the anvil. And the hideaway. So we're going to run through and collect all of those. And as you can see, you cannot set multiple waypoints. So first we're going to come to this one.
Rabia,
Bayek! It does my...
Listen to what they have to say.
Never expected to see her again.
She is a tough old bird.
Like you, eh?
Bayek.
Epsifa tells me you are healing the villagers as best you can. It would give me much pleasure to help you.
That is kind of you. May Yakar be blessed. I can always use help. The soldiers are brutes. Almost every villager has cuts, bruises, broken bones. To help them, I put together a makeshift perang in the old ruined temple. Friends bring me medicine from Yamu, but now the soldiers stop everyone entering the village and steal their goods. So, we tried to bring medicine on a boat instead.
And the soldiers stopped that also.
They sank the last ship out. The medicine jars are scattered across the bottom of the lake.
I will get them for you.
Thank you, Bayek. Bring it to the old temple. I must go there now.
Medicine could be anywhere in this lake. Senu can help me.
So we did that. Now, one thing you'll notice in these other games is that you're going to see some weird glitchy stuff. Like that guy literally walking down that ladder like it was a stairwell.
Out of the way!
I'm going to grab the next side quest.
Bayek! Our Magi.
What happened to your blacksmith shop?
Those naked-yaded soldiers. Ptolemy's captain saw me making a sword and accused me of being a rebel.
He was not wrong.
They confiscated my tools.
Ah, bastards. All of Siwan is a blacksmith. Even me.
I cannot help you, Bayek. Not until I get my hammer and tongs back. And I have to get that ugly-ass Apap captain off my ass.
Is this captain with the tools somewhere I can find him?
At the foot of the hills west of here. Camp Shetje.
I will get those tools back, and I will take care of the captain. Benite said the tools are in Camp Shetje. Captain. He's behind this. He's in Camp Shetje as well.
Alright. So we're gonna hit this next side quest. And then we're going to go up and over. As I say, can we climb?
Venuku, it is dangerous here. Get on home.
Bayek, you're back?
Where is Chenzira?
He wanted to see the skulls in the hyena den, but the hyenas came back. I ran this way. Chenzira ran over by the tomb.
You are lucky the hyenas didn't chase you. Go back to the village. I will find your brother. What?
Do I have to tell my parents?
Chenzira got you into this. He will have to talk to them. Now go ahead.
Alright, heading on in. So we gotta go find this little boy. Again, new location discovered. So there's something behind here, as you can see. So we smash down the wall. Now remember, dark places, right on the D-pad, pulls out your torch.
Chenzira, stay there. I'm coming to get you.
Bayek, is that you? You've come back.
So as you can see, you can't walk through here. So we're going to Animus Pulse real quick, just to make sure there's nothing else here, which means we got to go through the other side. Grab our loot. Animus Pulse, because we forgot something. So one of the great things about this game is it's going to be little bits like this. The Son of Minotep, Teti. So for those of you who are history buffs, there's little bits here that are going to give you names and relationships to important characters in history. Somewhere on the other side here. There might be another entrance. One thing that you'll have to do with this game quite a bit, might have to leave the way that you came, because I did see the entrance on the other side. Just trying to show you guys that there is actually always another alternative. Again, looks like a guy who can't walk. Again, don't be afraid of your fall damage. We're going to loop around. Lo and behold, we have another way in.
What has become of the necropolis? We used to
Animus
keep it
Pulse,
pristine
make sure you don't miss anything.
out of respect. Animals. Using the necropolis as a den. No wonder it looks like this. Grandfather, I have missed you. I only wish you could have known Khemu.
And we head on through the next way. Check for anything else in here.
It has been too long, son.
We'll continue to work our way through. And this is the necropolis. So there is no other way in through here. Looks like we were wrong, so we're gonna have to head back up and over. So it looks like there's another cave over here. That's a way out. So after we check, there's no other cave entrances. And with that, chat, it looks like our Xbox has taken a poop. So, we've been here for close to 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and call it there because I think that's a sign. We're going to continue with part 2 either Tuesday or Sunday, so keep an eye out for the next video to come out, and I appreciate y'all being here. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.